Hello, hello, friends. Okay, we are here on Wednesday. How are we doing for Tidy Up Wednesday? How are you guys? Thank you for hopping on. I know this was kind of a last minute change yesterday, but things have to go the way things go. So, thanks for joining me today on Wednesday. So good to see you guys. Yeah, I know. Thank you, Keisha. I was over my head yesterday with all the things that I needed to do. But luckily, as Judy said, it was not a bear. It was just mom stuff that took me away from getting in touch with you guys. So, welcome, welcome. Let's see who's here. Carolyn's here. And whoops, now that is the wrong video there. Let me, or there, whoops, not that one, this one. Got too many of them going on here for you guys. I'm in a new spot in case you haven't noticed. So, this is my new stamp station. So there's going to be some glitches. I'm just telling you it like it is ahead of time. There's going to be glitches because I don't have my normal things where my normal things are supposed to be. So, let's see. So thanks. Shirley's here. Judy's here. Sue, Carolyn, Mary B from Eastern Washington. I bet you are so excited. Almost ready to go, Mary, right? She is going to go on a fantastic vacation. I can't wait to hear all about it. Lorraine, Keisha, Deb's here. Kim's here. Sunshine Pam, Patty, Lynette, Tidy Up Wednesday. Yeah, my son's birthday was fabulous. Thank you for, all your kind words and everything. And I will share the recipe. So if you are interested in an amazing lemon cake, okay, America's Test Kitchen, ATK, has always been kind of my go-to for the last, 25 years. I have poured over their recipe books. I love them. There's so many recipes I've learned from America's Test Kitchen. And that is where the lemon bundt cake is from. And it is phenomenal. So if you've never, checked out America's Test Kitchen, it's something to do. Just saying. I learned a lot. I feel like I've learned a lot over the years just from watching them. Okay, so welcome, friends. Today, you saw we are going to talk about stamp organization. Oh my gosh, Deb's brother is a tester for ATK. That would be heaven because they come up with so many great recipes. And the thing I like about it is that they tell you why things work and why they do certain things. Like the recipe says, well, we switched from milk to buttermilk and, we really wanted intense lemon flavor. So, there's a lot of lemon zest in the recipe. So I just, it's really great. Anyhow, welcome. Gwen's here. Marcia's here. Amy's here. Yes, love lemon. Yeah, I know. So I will pop that back on my Facebook page under my yesterday's post. So just take a look. I'll leave the link. There's a wonderful, some of their recipes are behind a paywall, like you can subscribe, but this one you can get to. So love it. Yeah, they have great recipes, right? Yeah, thank you. Okay. And Mary's like, yep, know which one you're talking about. Use it all the time. So yeah, I mean, and why are we talking cooking? It's so fun, right? Their pancake recipe has been a staple in my house. Like we usually do, pancakes from scratch, we try to do a lot of stuff from scratch here. And for 25 years, I've been making ATK's pancake recipe because there just isn't anything better. Love it. Okay, so let's talk. Let's talk stamps. Here we go. So this is my new stamp station. So as I said, you're kind of seeing a little different background for me. I kind of wanted to sit over here with you and share a little bit about my changes. So as always, you guys, I am not the expert. I do not have all the answers. I feel like us together, we have all the answers. But I like to take you along my organization journey so that you can kind of see, oh, wow, Lauren's changed that and she's changed that. And this is working. Maybe that would work for me. Maybe I don't have the space for that, but kind of maybe taking bits and pieces that might work for you. That's always my goal. But I know a lot of you have said, yeah, I'm taking, what I need from what you've shared and what works for me. And that makes all the difference to me. So if I can spark some kind of creativity for yourself in your organization journey, then I feel like I've done my job just by kind of talking through what's going on here in my craft room. So, okay, that's the idea. So what I wanted to do first was give you a little video, little video tour. Here we go. So here we go. All right, so now I have volume. This is kind of a little tour of where I'm sitting right now. So as you can see, I have my new Stampin' Storage carousel with the Distress Oxide inks. I love, love, love. And then I've got my desk with all my bins for all my clear stamps. And then I do have this wall unit mounted, and I'll talk a little bit about that. And then I've kind of moved stuff around. And I had this little tiny corner, which if you have any of those old recollections, they're like half cubes, but they are tall. They're like tall but skinny half cubes. Those worked for me in that area. And so I've kind of moved things around a bit. But what I love, and I'm just going to let it sit here, I kind of stopped right here. Yes, and Marcia, that is a Longaberger basket. That Longaberger basket has wonderful, beautiful cards from all of you. I keep every single one of them. And I have some kind of sitting on top of my punch organizers on my wall, but I keep all my others in this fun little basket, and I like looking through them. And so that's what's on my desk. But here, the thing I've realized now, as you know, when I first introduced my Stampin' Die storage, I talked about my cart, and I had a lot of this on a cart so I could pull that up to my scrapping station. Then I was realizing, gosh, I would just love a dedicated stamping space. Like if I wanted to just sit down, so it combined both card making and scrapbooking in the same place. And because I was kind of feeling my cart just wasn't enough, as you can see. My another thing is my collection has kind of grown just a tad, right? So yeah, okay. So this is, again, same ideas, same concepts, but just a refresh on what's going on. Okay, so what I want to do is just kind of, here's another picture. You can see that I do a lot of the clear bins. So those clear bins are the clear bins from Target, and they're the Bright Room bins. And then here's another view. So you can see I've got my carousel spinner, and then I also have a close to my heart carousel spinner on top of my spinner. So I have a double spinner, stacked spinner, and then all of my, you can kind of see, this was a different angle. So as I sit on my stool, I've got some pens next to me. I've got my little roller stamps, and then all my bins. And then now what I've been doing is kind of reorganizing my Alex drawers, right? Which were like, this gives you a better, so they're stacked on both sides. So this is IKEA furniture, guys. The super long, I believe it's called Linnemon tabletop. Excuse me. I'm going to get just a drink really quick. And then 2 Alex drawers. And as you can see, I kind of scoot the Alex drawers in a little bit from the edges so that I can tuck things under. So in that bottom left corner, if you can see that, that's actually my Helmer cabinet. I've talked about that for for punch storage. So I can actually tuck my little Helmer cabinet under there. I have my Alex drawers. And then on the other side, I just have like a little cubby. I keep my some bags behind there, but you can, kind of bulky things you can stick in there. Okay. Sorry, probably won't try not to cough on you now. Okay. So this used to be, and let me just kind of go back. And welcome everyone who just popped on. So good to see you guys. This used to be where my computer lived. And so this whole desk was kind of office supplies, my copy paper, my printer sat on this desk where the spinner is now, my laser printer, all my copy paper was here. Like this really kind of was an office in the craft room. And so what I was trying to do was really dedicate my space more to being crafty, right? Like, so as you've gone with me on my journey, I've taken over my daughter's room, which is now, quote, my office area. And so now I have this wonderful space that I could dedicate. So I think that's one thing, I just want to kind of mention to you guys is that as your life changes, as kids move out, as things change for you, maybe you move houses or whatever, that gives you another opportunity to just kind of reevaluate what works for you and what kind of space you might need. So that's why I'm here now, kind of tucked in this little front corner. And I love the fact that it's all dedicated to stamping. So as you know, I'm mostly a scrapbooker, but I really love stamps. And unfortunately, CM only came out with one stamp set, and there were some issues with that. But stamping, I think, adds a layer of fun. And if you saw my my Friday night scrapbooking 2 weeks ago, I talked about all the different ways you can do titles. And one of the fun ways of doing titles is with stamps, which is why when we get to over here, I'm kind of giving you an interesting view. This is my desk here. When you get to seeing all these different bins, you'll see that my stamp collecting is kind of geared towards scrapbooking mostly, but you can use them for cards as well. So as I mentioned, I'm mostly a scrapbooker. That's what most of my things here are for, but I can definitely make cards. And in fact, the cart, I'll have to share this another time, the cart that I used to have all these stamps on, these bins, is now my card cart. So, yeah, I'm still working on that. And this is still, kind of a work in progress too, because this is a new area for me, as I mentioned. But one of the things I'm really loving, so I'm going to see if I can, squeaky, squeaky. Sorry, I'm trying to keep the camera, steady and everything, use these different angles. So one of the things I'm loving is the clear bins, and I had one. Oh, my computer's on it. Hang on. Let me just show you the clear bin. So this is the Bright Room. I always get asked every time, the Bright Room from Target. Okay, can I get a little closer? I'm trying to see if it'll focus. Bright Room, it says large bin with handles and hand wash only, distributed by Target. Okay, 6.5 inches high by 9 inches long. And that is the key, that this bin works really well because, as you can see, it holds the things, how I've talked about how I wanted to organize really well. Okay, so I'm going to put my computer back up here so I can see your comments and such. And one of the things, what's working in this space? Let's talk first about what's working. My carousel spinner for distress inks is absolutely amazing. In fact, let me see if I can get the camera turned around so you can see that. Can you guys see that? Okay, I'm gonna have to zoom out. Just let me take this down. There you go. That spinner, fantastic. Just like the Bordermaker cartridges, it holds all the distress ink colors. And I love distress. And I do have some of the ink. And then I also have, if I have the oxide and the ink, I put them next to each other. So like this is the crushed olive oxide, and then right under it, the black ones are the ink, right? The distress ink. And as a stamper, you probably know, use them for different things, the ink versus the oxide. But love the spinner. So I'll definitely say this was a win in my room. And then above that, let me see if I can carefully turn the camera up. Actually, I think I'll just kind of show you up there. That is my Close to My Heart inks, which I also love Close to My Heart inks. I'll just say that. I know, I'm a CM girl through and through, but there are things that CM just doesn't have that, other companies do really well. And stamps and ink is one of those things. Okay, so let me kind of get back in here so you can see the setup I have. So carousel, love the carousel. So about the dividers in my clear bins. Yes. Oh, we're going to talk about those. Dana, good question. So let's talk about what's in the bins and how I've decided. Oh, and just a little aside. Chris, thank you, Chris, turned me on to this fun little tray at the Dollar Tree. So I had to go hunt it down. But the Dollar Tree has this fun little bin kind of tray. And I thought, ooh, that's going to be fun for like putting, when you're working, when you're making things, you have little things. And so if you're interested, just an FYI on the tray. And okay, so let's talk about the actual setup here. Let me see if I can. Sorry for the sound effects there. Okay, so hopefully that kind of gives you a little bit of a view there. All three of those bins will fit in the Michaels Hudson cart. Yes, so these bins do fit in the Michaels carts. Yes, Gwen, they do. And you can actually, if you look at kind of one of my first tidy ups on stamps, you can see, I want to say I couldn't get 5. Let me see if I can roll this over here and show you. So this, like I said, this cart is now just a work in progress, but let's see if we can. All right, so let's see. 1, I can't remember how many I had in here. 2, 3. Can I get 4? Do you guys remember? I might have been able to get 4 in here. Let's just see. So there's all kinds of bins that work in the Hudson cart from Michaels. All kinds of bins. I want to say it was 4. Because look, 1, 2. I think it just barely fits 4, which is pretty awesome for these. Now, as I mentioned, I outgrew this. So if you have a smaller stamp collection, highly recommend keeping it on a cart like this. This is the longer one from Michaels. And then on the second row, you can actually get these bins on the second row as well. Now let's talk bins for just a second, because I actually have kind of a few out here. This is the Target bin. This is the dollar spot storage bin from Target. Okay. So these are new ones that I'm trying, and these are just a little shorter, as you can see from, the Bright Room bins. But I do like the Bright Room bins for my stamps, and we'll show you why in just a sec. But then there's also the fridge bins, right? And I think like this is one of the long ones. This does not fit on the cart by itself. This is one of those really long ones, but the short ones do. I don't have the tag on this one. And then these are the bins from Joann. So I've got, you can kind of just see, there's all kinds of bins that will work. Let me grab one other one that also works. And I've actually repurposed these. Sorry guys, my gardener's here. Going to get a glimpse of them doing a little mow blow. Okay, so these are iDesign cabinet bins. They also fit on the Hudson cart. In fact, they fit a little better because they're a little deeper than the dollar ones. And you can use these on the top and the middle and the bottom shelf. They'll all fit. You have to kind of just reach in, grab it, and use it and pull it out, but these fit. So I've repurposed these for my embellishments. As you guys, we've talked about this organization. And so I just want to kind of share so many choices when it comes to bins that we can use to organize, right? So let's go back to the Bright Room. Okay, so this is really, I'm going to come back over here. This is really one of my favorite ways. And I've talked about how to organize stamps this way. So one of the things too I wanted to just mention today was a little bit about categories. So as I'm kind of working my way through what categories to have, months came up because I'm kind of a collector of these little month stamps like this. And so I love these little things. Heidi Swap does a fun little stamp every month. Every year she does a new little 4x6 grid. So I love those kind of things just because, if you're doing everyday moments or just, kind of keeping track of your calendar, you can have those at a glance. And then the same thing for calendar. This is more like things that you would put. Let me see. I don't think I have this quite right. That's not right. Calendar. This is not right. Anyhow, let's go to months. The months, I'll have to come back to that one. Months is any of my stamp sets that have like the whole set of months on them rather than just 1 month, right? So some of these are really great. This one was an L Studio, right? With all the different months on it. This was another one. I just got a couple of these from scrapbook.com. They have great stamps there too. So those are fun. This one is from Studio Calico. So these are some of my favorites. But I love, as you can see, I just love because it relates to scrapbooking in my book. I love the and journaling and the whole thing. Months, days, and then these are specific months. And then I also like to go into, seasons. So if there's seasonal stamp sets like this, love those. Holidays. So like this one is Dad. Love Your Guts, which is Valentine's, you know, that kind of thing. So back to school, 4th of July, you know, all those good things. So Christmas. So as you kind of build your collection, you can see these relate, for me, this is what's important. These relate to how I scrapbook and kind of how I need to get that information, you know, get to my stamps. So let's talk size, because actually as you kind of look down, these are all nice and the same size because all the stamps fit in these nice little containers. But then over here, I had to jump to bigger sizes because there are stamps that are 6x8 and they just have to go in bigger bins. So they will not fit in the bins from Target. So I'll talk a little bit about that. So how do we do this? I keep up on my, on the shelf that's on the wall. These are bins from Daiso, another bin. This is the organization box. It's kind of like the one from IKEA, except these are really skinny. And so in my organization box from Daiso, you know, I've learned to leave tags on for you guys, right? So in my organization box, I kind of like to keep all the things that I need in order to organize, right? So in this box, I'm going to move this one so you can see it better. I have my favorite vinyl. I mean, I use these for dies and for stamps. My favorite vinyl sleeves. Now I know they're a little more on the pricey side than the thinner plastic sleeves, but these are vinyl, and so they last. They're super soft and pliable, and I've talked about these a lot. And these are linked on my Amazon page. They are what is it? They're like furniture, furniture sleeves. Anyhow, the people there too, I can't remember the name. Oh my gosh, I took the thing out. Anyhow, I'll come back to that. They are so nice too. So these are the vinyl. For my dies, I leave this top part on, but as you can see, for my stamp sets, I actually trim that off, and then I use my little thumb notch punch, my thumb notch punch to notch it. So that is kind of when you see my setup like this, what I've done. So it's the vinyl sleeves, and then I trim off the top, and then I punch the top with the thumb notch. And then if it leaves, when you trim the top off, it leaves some sharp corners. And so I'm going to share something I just recently got, and I forgot to put this on my Amazon page, but I will. And that is this 3-way corner rounder. Can you guys see that? And I finally worked out, because I felt like I was punching my CM corner rounder through plastic way too much. So I just got this. It's so inexpensive. I want to say like $5 or something, but I will leave the link. And it has 3 different angles of rounding. And so what was so fun is that, like for these, I just wanted that little bitty corner rounded off. So let me see. Sometimes you have to really get it in there to get, yep, there we go. It just takes off the smallest little corner just so that it's not sharp anymore. Can you guys see that? So it has that little tiny round right there, and it just makes that perfect little round. And then this big one, actually this one, the 10 millimeter, is what's perfect once you cut these guys down. So so I use this new little thing all the time now. So what I've done to get the inserts is another favorite product. And you know, you guys, I laugh because when I go to Amazon, they go, when you look up this product, it goes frequently bought with this and with this. So like these three are frequently bought together. And it's like, wow, I wonder why. Because it's really great storage. So I'm going to talk about this one in just a sec too. But these are comic book dividers. And I use these for so many different things. So they are, this is the size they are. They're for comic books. But as you can see, I cut them down to whatever size I need, depending on whatever I want to organize. So this one divider, it can work for the 6x8 stamps, which are way back here. It can work for my 4x6 stamps, which are in my Target bins. And then I cut them even shorter and wider for my embellishment bins. Thanks, son. Right? So you can do, and of course, whatever you trim, like I said, then you just get in there, punch the corner, and it makes such a perfect rounded corner. Okay, so one product, the comic book dividers, they're like plastic. And you can do all of this organization. So again, one of my favorite things. Yeah, and it punches so much easier, Belinda. It really does. So let me just show you what I mean. So for this one, basically, you can see where I cut this down. And I do not use my Creative Memories trimmer for this. I use and I have this linked. Whoopsie. Shoot, I had stuff on top of it. I use this Caterpillar trimmer. It's bright green. I've had this for years. I cut plastic on it all the time. Never a problem. It resharpens itself over and over. So this is the one I use for cutting plastic, especially all this hard plastic. And for, you know, you could also use a guillotine if you want, but it's up to you. So you just kind of, you know, figure out what measurements. I know in one of my other videos, I did all the measurements for you, but that's the card size that I need for the Target bins, right? Let me show you the rounder. So easy. So I'm going to use the big one. I like the 10 millimeter because it gives a nice big, bam, really, just like that. So fast and so easy. And you know what? Like I said, it was like $5 or $6. If I ruin it, I'll just get another one. It's not a big deal. But I do like that it works really well with plastic. So it's kind of nice to have that in your stash. And the other one, which I forgot to bring over here, for the plastic is the thumb notch. And we've talked about my thumb notch punch too. This is a We Are Memory Keepers. And that's what I punch through. So for this one, right, I'm just going to put this again, use my Caterpillar. I just cut that top part off. And then you guys, I don't measure. I stick that thumb notch in there and I go, that looks about center. And then I punch it. So, you know, I'm that precise. Can you see? That's it. And so now we have the vinyl, beautiful vinyl, soft, pliable, durable container for the stamps. And then the last but not least, yay, they're back in stock, friends. So on Amazon, I've had this linked and people are like, Lauren, they're sold out. Lauren, they're sold out. I just checked. Guys, they're back in stock. The 5x8 size, which means you have to cut these down an inch, a little bit over an inch. But these are dry erase. See the shine on them? And so the dry erase is what I love to use instead of keeping my stamps on the, on the plastic they come in, because it's clear, right? So I prefer it to be on the dry erase. So I'm going to show you. This is one of my favorite. This is from Elle Studio. You guys, this is perfect for scrapbooking, right? Look at all those words. Isn't that great? Love it. And they also have dies that match. So if I have a really great stamp that has matching dies, I do keep those together. And then you can see this is just stuck to the dry erase. And I've had no issues at all, but I love the fact that, you can clean them really well, stick it back on, and then slide it in these pockets. Oh, I think I kept the card to show you. So this one is called Collected Stamp from Elle Studio. It was out of stock for a long time. And when it came back in stock, I got it so fast because I've wanted this stamp. Not that I've used it yet, but I wanted it. Look at how cute. Tickets inside, receipts inside. So cute. This just is, I love this. So these then, once you cut your dry erase down, again, I used my trimmer. The stamps go on there. This slides right in the pocket, as you can see. So I'm just going to cut an inch off the bottom here. I know there's kind of a lot of prep work, but you kind of sit and do your prep work, and then, it's done. And so then that just slides in there. And sometimes what I'll do is I'll just get them prepped. Like this one is for the larger, and I'll talk about this in a sec. And then I just leave them in my box so that I have them ready to go. It's kind of, less fun to make one, put a stamp away, make one, put a stamp away. It's better just make, then you have them ready. And then, they're in your box ready to go, and you can just grab them when you get a new stamp set and have it ready to go. Okay, so before I check the chat, there is the other size I want to mention, which is for our stamp sets. I'm going to show you a beautiful stamp from Carrie Bradford. I've talked to you about Carrie Bradford stamps. This is one of her alphabets. It is phenomenal, but guess what? It is big. It is a 6x8 stamp set, and so it has to go on the bigger boards. Now, once upon a time, Apostrophe used to have, yes, I kind of have a stash. I hoarded them. 8.5 by 11 dry erase sheets. I've actually emailed them to see if these are coming back in, because they've been out of stock for quite a while. So I'll give you an update, hopefully, if I hear back from them, and let you know if these are coming back. But one of my last videos, I showed you how I cut these down, because out of one sheet, you can get one 6x8, and then I just cut the leftover, and you actually get a 5x7. So it's a 6x8 and a 5x7 out of one sheet, and then there's just like a little piece left over. So I hope they get back to me and let me know. But for the meantime, there's I have not been able to find anything. I have looked and looked and looked and looked to try to find these super thin dry erase sheets for stamps, for stamp organization. They're the only company I've been able to find. Actually, that's not true. There is another company, but I'll show it to you. And I actually bought some, and I wasn't as excited. So there is another company called the Stamp Market. Okay, and they they do have a product that's also, let me see if I can show you. There you go. It's laminated. Uh, and you can cut this down, but they're much thicker and they're more expensive. And they come with the little notch on it. And, you know, I guess I really love this dry erase. It's just thinner, so it stores a little better. But if, you know, you've got to have the larger size, 6x8, you can check out the Stamp Market. And they have kind of their own setup, and they have their own, let me show you. Let's see. I think this is, here we go. I have a package of them still in the wrapper. Stick and Store extra large stamp storage dividers. Like I said, not as, I don't know. I just really like my comic book because, like I said, I can use those for so many different sizes, so many different things, and they're really inexpensive. And they easily cut. So when I couldn't find these, I did try getting this brand, and they have sleeves as well. The sleeves are very thin. I'll just be honest, super thin, like compared to a vinyl sleeve. Vinyl sleeves are much thicker. So just saying, there's always options, and some of you might have used Stamp Market and might absolutely love it. And if that works for you, that is fantastic. But I did want to just kind of mention, in case, you know, you go looking and you come across something like that. Okay, that's really the only other 6x8 product I have come across. Okay, let me check in because we've talked a lot. We've talked a lot about stuff. And let me see your questions. Okay. Yeah. Oh, you guys are talking about my my cutter. It's the Cutter Pillar. I know, it's so funny. This is the smaller one. There's a giant one. Can you guys see the name on that? Cutter Pillar Crop. I have this linked on my favorite things page. It's pretty cool. It also has a little light. So you can get pretty precise on your cutting. But I do, it's an investment, but I do recommend. And like I said, I have cut, you guys look at look at how many things I've cut, all these things, and it still works perfectly because I've cut all these dry erase sheets. I've cut all these plastic sheets. I've cut so many things with this, and it still just works really well. Okay. Yeah. And Amy's asking, do I have a video on how I use stamps? And yes, I do use ink pads. And, you know, I don't have a detailed video. I have a few, I think, from a while back. But maybe, Amy, maybe it's time we get back into it again. I'll be working on that. Okay. Yeah, so Debbie says it's really great because you never have to replace the blade. It constantly, you can see it here, it constantly sharpens itself. So it's really great. Okay. Let's see. So, any other questions? Sandy's tidying her garden too. What a fun thing. I love it. Okay. Do I know if all three of those bins will fit in the Michaels Hudson cart? Okay, Gwen, I think I answered your question there. And, okay. Any other questions? Okay. You guys are just sitting there listening today, huh? Okay. And Beatrice says, if you use contact paper, you can save the backing and you can put on cardstock. It's like, oh yeah, you know what? That's right. Like you can DIY. You can DIY your own cards. So, okay, I did actually try the Biyumi brand sticker release paper, and I wasn't really thrilled with it personally. So I haven't talked much about it. It's okay. It's definitely not as good as my favorite, which was from Stickers and Stuff. Sorry about that. And I don't know if anybody has checked Stickers and Stuff lately for their sticker release paper. I think it's back in stock. I'm not sure, but that is definitely my favorite sticker release paper. It's so sad because when you find the thing that you like, it's really hard to find another thing that is just as good, right? Like it's really hard. Okay, I'm going to switch back over here. Um, and this is right in the way, but let me know. Okay. Um, let's see. I hope this solves the issue for the Sheet Crafter's Companion lightweight stamp storage. Okay, maybe Kim found easy mount lightweight stamp storage. 8.5 by 11. We'll check it out. Okay, how do I find your Amazon store on the Amazon? Okay, it's really tricky. I don't know how come they make it so difficult, Keisha, when you're on Amazon to get to my Amazon store. But it is actually, if you go to, um, let me see if I can find it really quick. If you go to Amazon.com, you have to put in /, then the word shop, / crafts some joy, all one word. Okay, so if you're on Amazon.com, it's / shop / craft some joy, all one word. And the reason is it's because I'm not an Amazon seller. I'm just an affiliate, which I tell you the stuff that I like. So, so let me do a screen share. This is what that looks like. I did leave the link in the description. I know there was a glitch, I think, last Tuesday with my Amazon link. I don't know what happened, but this week the link should work. And when you land on it, so you can see up here, that's the URL right up here, Amazon.com shop craft some joy. And then it has 3 lists right here: printing and cutting favorite punches and dies, and then craft room organization. You can see I just added the ruler that I talked about last week from that Lynette turned me on to. So cool. But if you go to this page, scroll down a bit, I'm going to show you the dry erase is right here. Dry erase, giant, and get the 5 by 8. Okay, the 4 by 6, unless you have teeny tiny stamps, not going to be the size you want. And like I said, hopefully they will have the 8.5 by 11 back in stock. That's where I originally got them from, but they've been out for a while. So I will let you know. So let me see. I believe I also have the comic book dividers. Did I pass it, you guys? I know I keep keep adding. I have a new favorite. I have more favorites. I have so many favorites. Here's the caterpillar right here. We just talked about that. Here it is. Yeah. So here's the comic book dividers. Henoiso, maybe. And you get a bunch of them. I want to say you get 50 or something like that. So they're less than $1 a piece. Let's see. We can click on it and see. How many do you get? Yeah, 50. Look at that. 50 of those. And you can see I've already purchased them 2 times, and you can I'm getting down to my last stash, so I'm probably going to have to get another another bundle of those. Okay. So those are, and here's the thumb notch is right here. I will add the other little punch that I use. I'll add that as soon as we're done here today, so you can see the one that I got. Hey, look, there's my stool too. That's the one I'm sitting on right now. So, if I find it, I throw it up here in case. These are the magnet sheets that I like to use. Oh, the vinyl pockets. Let's look at those. Where are the vinyl pockets? Let's see. What is the brand? Did I pass it? Let's look at the vinyl pockets. Vinyl pockets. Where are you? Vinyl pockets. Retail merchandising signs. This is it. The vinyl envelopes. And again, this is a 50 pack, right? So you're still less than $1 a piece for the 50 pack. And this is the one that I use, the vinyl envelopes. And then, like I said, for my stamps, I trim that off. But for my dies, I actually put my label across the top of that. And so I don't cut it off for my dies. And we'll go over dies again. So those are, and you can see 12 times. Yes. I buy a lot of those. And I hope you appreciate, you know, like I truly, like it has to be something I use and I love and I enjoy for me to throw it up there, and that's in my room and that I have tried. So just saying. Okay. So did you get, okay, good. And Amy said she tried stamping in the 90s. Yeah, I know. Do you remember? That was like on wood blocks. And stamping is so much different now, right? Shannon says, somewhat off topic, what measurements for cutting the comic book tabs for the bin? And you're getting yours on Friday. Okay. Oh, and stickers and stuff, only 5x7. I know. I think my friend Donna actually contacted Stickers and Stuff and said, you know, would you be interested in actually making 12x12 sheets for us? And they had some minimum order quantities that were pretty large, because wouldn't it be awesome to have 12x12 sticker release sheets? But you never know. Like I may look into that and check it out. So, you know, we'll see. But unfortunately, yeah, right now the 5x7, that's a little small. And then same for the dry erase. You know, hopefully we can get those in again too. Okay, let me come back to the measurements. Just got some dry dividers and dry erase sheets. Okay, thank you, Keisha. I'm so glad it helps. You know, and I'm telling you, the comic book dividers, like, remember when we talked about my absolute, I know I change all the time, but my favorite, I'm trying to get this out. My favorite, like I love this little box for all my little embellishments. And I pulled the purple one out. Let's see, here's the purple. Purple goes right here. And so you can cut them down and then just put all your fun things behind here. And these are in that other sleeve that I love. And these are 5x7 just blank cards. And so I love storing my embellishments like this in these bins, colored. So these are my new color bins. And got these. I know I've shown you these before. You can put enamels in there, flowers, you know, all the good things. So, and then when you slip a 5x7, you can use the front and the back, which is very cool. So the comic book dividers, I think you're going to love that because there's so many different uses for it. This again is that other iDesign bin, as you can see. It's a smaller one. Those also fit on the carts. So the thing about having bins is that you can always find a use for bins, right? Yes. So, you know, that's how it goes. Okay. So one more thing so we talked a lot about how to get our stamps organized, you know, and like I said, I kind of keep this little organizer bin handy. And with my supplies that I want to have in here ready to go. Now that I've shown you this, I can probably toss the box and I'll just leave my cards in here. And I've got my vinyl pouches. And like I said, sometimes it's good just to sit down and like say make 20, 25 of these and just keep them handy and ready so that, you know, you're not scrambling each time. Okay, let's talk one more time about, I'm going to move my other camera back in here. Let's see. Let's talk about dimensions. I'm going to go grab my handy dandy ruler that you guys, if you haven't purchased this, you really do need it because it's so great. As I mentioned, Lynette, who's here, turned me on to this guy. So it's the Victor Easy Read, and it has all the things on it, all the little, you know, 16ths, eighths, everything. So for the, and like I said, you know, different sizes for different things. Actually, let me throw this up here again. Okay. So let me see what happened. February, January, February. So January fits right in here. And I decided to make my the cut cards a little taller, as you can see, than the stamp sleeves. So, you know, you can kind of take a look and see what works for you. But when we measure, so I cut this down to 5 3/4 wide, 5 3/4. Get a little closer for you guys. So 5 3/4. And then I'm going to measure from this bottom side. And that is 7 1/2. 7 1/2. Okay. And then the little tab comes up. Now, as you can see on these guys, I also alternate my side. So like one I'll have on the left side, then I'll go right, then I'll go left. As I'm, you know, for these different categories, that's up to you. Totally up to you whether you want to do that or not. So 7 1/2, you cut to this edge, and then 5 3/4. Okay, and that just fits like so snug right in there. The other size is for the 6x8 sheets that I was sharing. So these again are for the larger stamp sets. Oh, sorry. Let me get back over here so you can see. These are for the 6x8 stamps. So you can see again, I kind of went based on the sleeves. Oh, and I forgot to tell you guys. So 6x8, there are vinyl pouches that you can DIY yourself for the 6x8. And I think I have those linked as well. But then if you kind of keep an eye out for, let's see, the inked brand. So it would be, I think, Ali Edwards, Heidi Swap, Studio Calico. They have the 6x8 vinyl pouches. They sell them, I believe it's $1 a piece, but it's like $10 for a 10 pack, I want to say. They go on sale down to $8. When they go down to $8, I grab a few packs so that they're all ready to go. So if you can see, like the notches already cut, they're the right size. They work really well for the large 6x8 stamps. Or as I mentioned, there's also, I think I left the link on how you can DIY these as well. But you're going to have to cut them down, thumb notch around the corners. So it's that whole process. So if I can shave a little time, get this on sale, I will do that for the vinyl sleeves. So this is for the bigger ones. And then for, like I mentioned, for this, these go a little bigger on, because the bins are a little bigger. So this is, let me see if I can get in front of you guys here. I have this at, oh my goodness. Yeah, that's kind of a weird, it's actually 6 5/16, but I bet I change it up. Let me see what this one is. You just have to make sure that the width fits in the bin you're going to use, right? Well, I guess maybe it is. Some of them, yeah. 6 3/8. 6 3/8 for this one. So it just, yeah, 6 3/8 for this one. So, sometimes what's easy is just to mark it on your trimmer and then go to town cutting. And then the distance from this area is 8 3/4 long. Okay. So that gives you a little bit of room to kind of cover the top here. And I don't know, let me see. One of these. Yeah. So I do cut that down just a little bit. It looks like I cut, about an inch off. And then, so you can see that's kind of my ending size for the bigger stamps. But, take a practice, get that in there, and then see what works. I was going to talk about one other thing. Oh, yeah. So as I'm looking at these stamps, the other thing, and the fact that most of my stamps here, let's talk categories, are just, seasons, holidays, Christmas, calendar months, days, sentiments, travel, celebrate, grids and shapes, numbers, letters. These are like miscellaneous letters that don't have a designer associated with them. And then over here, so these are all the 5x7 size. And then there are some, I had to repeat my categories because they are, let me see if I can bring this a little closer, because they are 6x8 sheets. So sometimes you just have to do that because they're 6x8 sheets. And let me put this back in here. Letters. And then I want to just explain I've been tweaking this system for a little bit, but why I'm doing what I'm doing. So this says travel. Travel goes here, but of course I have a travel here too in the 4x6. So there's just not a good way to mix and match the smaller stamp sets and the bigger stamp sets. So for me, it's better by category for the most part, unless it's alphabets. Because like I said, I'm kind of a, I love my alphabets. So let me just mention, and everybody, like I said, you take what you take and you leave what you leave, right? So whatever works for you. So here's my thought. And I went back and forth. At first, I had all my small Carrie Bradford, my 4x6 in my small bins. And then I had my larger Carrie Bradford in my big bins, my 6x8s. And then she would have a sale or she would come out with something new. And I'd be like, oh, do I have that one? Do I have that one? And I know I should have it all indexed, but I don't. So usually I just go and I'd start thumbing through everything and I couldn't find what I needed. Like when something went on sale, or maybe, say Studio Calico has a big sale or whatever. So what I decided is that, and they also have, to me, designers kind of have a look and a feel, right? So if I were to say, like, here's a Carrie Bradford, this one is Brooklyn. Well, she has a small set, but she also upsizes, and sometimes I get both sizes. Um, the same set in a larger size. So she'll have a small size and a same size in the same font. And that is really cool, like when you're doing page layouts, right? So you can do a big title and you can do a little title. So, um, so you might have like Juniper, you might have, I think this is one of them that I have both. This, that's Brooklyn. I thought I had Juniper. Um, and anyhow, I think this is it. There's Juniper. So I have both sides and sizes, but if I had one in one place and another one in another place, I may not always remember. So for my brain, what seemed to work best was to keep alphabets by designer. So that's why you see Carrie Bradford. Like I said, she's one of my favorites. And I also have, sorry guys. I also have Heidi Swapp, Close to My Heart, Studio Calico, and Elle Studio. And then, like I said, if I have like one-offs, those just go in my normal like letters right here. Okay, so these are just, I don't know, like if I bought one at Michael's or something, or sometimes I've had some of these, I don't know, ages, right? Maybe from the 90s, Amy. Okay, so so that way, again, like say Close to My Heart, they have their own unique sizing for their stamps. But what I did is I put their stamps into my own system here. So you can see this is one of the small Close to My Heart alphabet stamps. It's in a 5x7 sleeve. Okay, so I have a few of those. You can see here, right? So these are Close to My Heart. And then the bigger ones are right behind it. So like this one, this is the Moxie alphabet. So again, because, you know, well, what if I'm watching a video on Close to My Heart and I see this awesome title and I want to do it. And so I have all my Close to My Heart in one place, both the small ones and the large ones. So that is what kind of works for me. Same Studio Calico. I only have a few. Elle Studio is another great place to find fonts. And so again, small and large, both from the same designer. So that again, like say Elle Studio is going, you know, has a big sale. I can go straight to the bin and go, oh, what do I have? What might be a good one to add if I wanted to add to my collection? Okay. So let me see. Cinda says she loves her Victor ruler. Okay. Pam says, what storage am I using for the embellishments? Okay. So the embellishments are, I think I have to go back a little bit and I'll come down. These, Pam, these are the pockets. And those are on my Amazon page. So let me just go back. And they are one of my favorites. Again, I just throw in a 5x7 cardstock in between. But let me just make sure you guys see which one it is. Oh yeah, and someone did ask about the Be You Me. I put it up here because it is an alternative, but it's not as, I didn't quite like it as much as the stickers and stuff, but it is an option if you have to have something. This is the Victor ruler. I'm going to talk about that in 1 second. Where did those sleeves go? Oh, right here. Right here. Here they are. Pillier. These names, I'm telling you. So you get 35 pieces. I didn't want the magnets or anything with them. I just wanted the storage pockets. So it's this one right here. 35 pieces, clear stamp, and die storage pockets. Those, whoops, I clicked. clicked on something. Those are what I love for my embellishments. And you're going to see me, kind of pulling these out a lot more. So, and I have them, as I mentioned, just by color. That's not the right view. Okay, hold on. Where'd it go? Oh, this one. There we go. Okay, so Pam, got your answer, hopefully. Lisa had, I have a lot of Close to My Heart, which are about 6.5 inches wide. Well, any of these supplies. Oh, and Lisa, I'm so glad we read that again, because here is the thing. It fits, but you do have to trim a little bit. For me, I did not want yet a third storage system for, another brand of stamps. I really wanted to make this work. And as you mentioned, Close to My Heart stamps, do you see how wide they are? They actually go a little past my my dry erase board. But I just get my scissors. Every stamp set I've had so far, if I just trim some of the plastic off the sides on both sides, they will shimmy their way into the stamp holder. Okay, and like I said, they're a little big. Yeah, they're a little big. But as you can see, this is a Close to My Heart stamp set, and it works. The 6x8, 6.5, or what was it? Yeah, 6.5. So it's tight. Like you can feel it's tight. Doesn't go in quite as nice, but there's another one. Same thing. I just trim off the edges of the clear, right? Because most of the stamps are inside, and so then they'll fit. Okay, here's another one. Farmhouse. That's a one sheet. And your choice, sometimes you can keep your little, what do you call it? Stamping supplies right in there with it. Or typically, I'm not quite sure why that was in there. You can see, I just put that down so it runs off a little bit. If you want to trim that off, you can. Typically, I just save these in another little zipper pouch. Okay, so hopefully you got that question. Yes. Yeah, so what is so special about the Victor ruler? Absolutely, it is easy to read. Let me just also kind of show. I hope you can see that. Sometimes we need to be, when we're cutting paper, sometimes we need to be so precise and get in there and go, is it 5/8? Is it 2 5/8? Because that's going to make the nicest cut for us. Or is it 2 7/16, 1 7/16? So it's just very, very easy to read. It's also metal. It has a hole. So if you want to hang it on your cart, you can. And it also has a cork backing, which is really nice in case you want to use it for your X-Acto knife. It sits off the cork sits off your mat, and you can just use that. That's also good if you're, using an ink. The fact that this is not flat against your paper, it's not going to have your ink bleed under it. You guys know what I'm talking about? Some of you know what I'm talking about. You've used rulers and you're like, you lift it up and you're like, what happened? Okay. Woo, we have been down a lot of rabbit holes, haven't we? Okay. Embellishments. I got both envelopes, and one is actually 5x7. Shannon, which envelopes? On my list. Okay. So let's measure. This is the one. This is my favorite. It's the one that I thought. So the bigger one, I know what happened, I think, is the original one I had on my list sold out. And then I found this one, and This one is truly, well, no, let's see. If we go to, this is 7 1/8, 7 1/8 wide, and 5 1/8 high. So your choice, as long as it's roughly 5 by 7, it works really well. You just slide that 5 by 7 card in there, and then you can store all kinds of embellishments. I mean, I do all kinds of things in there, because it's just, I like them. I've actually been using these for embellishments that go with collections as well. And I know I went all in about the 4x4 pockets and how those can slide in, or the fill and file sleeves was before that, all of that. But one thing I'm realizing is that when I have like a group of embellishments, I kind of like to take it and dump it out. And then, like in a little bowl or something, and then be able to look at all the different options. And then I can just take that whole collection, package it up, and put it back in here. So, but as I said, right now, these are color by color. So my collections are still staying with collections, but sometimes I do reach for these to store with my Papa Bear, Mama Bear, Baby Bear folders instead of the 4x4 pockets. So I know that's a little bit of a change too. You're like, darn it, Lauren, you always change on us. Okay. And you have the dies for the Moxie Alpha too. Yes. In fact, you know what? I think I got those. I need to add them in, and probably I'd have to separate those into two to do that because they're thick. It's a big alphabet. Okay, Cinda says, I have a lot of bins from her dream box. Oh, you lucky girl, you have a dream box. My dream box is full. A very little table space for the bins, but I'll find space. Okay, good. And Caroline says, so glad to see you live. Yes, we're here on a Wednesday, right? So different. Oh, let me just, sorry. Let me come back at you. Got to keep trying to find. I got so many cameras going on. Whoops, that's the wrong one. Let me come back. Yeah, that's not the right. There we go. Back at you. So now I can move that. Squeaky. I know that needs a little squeakiness. Okay. Weekend project is the color bin with the tabs and the envelopes. I hear you. That's a great project, Shannon. So, anyone else before we finish our Tidy Up Wednesday? Hopefully that kind of gave you an idea of where I am right now in my stamp station, how I kind of keep things organized. Sometimes, as you can see right there in those bins, those are some of the ones I haven't put away yet. So sometimes I'll just put them all together in those bins and then sit down and kind of work on, putting them in the right categories and in the right bins. But so far, having two different sizes, right? So really a lot of stamps. And let me just remind you guys, like, here's a good example. Where did oh, here we go. If I have a small stamp set, like these are, what are these? 4x6, 3x5? I don't know. These are tiny. Like when you buy them, they come like this. I don't have a whole nother bin just for teeny tiny stamps. I figure out how to put those together on one card, and then that goes in my 5x7 sleeve. So I've really tried to minimize, like not have like, oh, I have another bin for my teeny tiny stamps. And then, oh, well, do I have to recategorize those again? Just having the two, right? The 5x7 and then the 6x8, and really trying to make those two sizes work for me has been at least the best. And that way I'm only duplicating a couple categories twice. But again, my alphas, I've grouped those together in the same bin, and those go in the big bin. Even though there's little ones and big ones all in the same bin, as you can see here, right? So you can see there's little ones and big ones all in the same bin. And that kind of bugs me. I'll be honest, it kind of bugs me a little bit, but I'm okay because, like I said, I really enjoy having these by designer. That's a bigger win for me than the fact that I have different sizes all in one bin. Okay. Do I use embossing folders? Very rarely, and those are actually, I keep those with my dies, which we'll get into another day, because I use those with my die cutting machine. So, okay. Where do I buy all the bins? So, Caroline, when our live stream is over, I go over where all of them are from, and you can catch the replay, but they're from all over. So, Target, Joann's has some, Amazon, Home Goods, you can get them. So different sizes for different things. But one of my favorite bins for sure, and where did I put the empty one? Oh, I don't have it, is the clear bin from Target. This is the bathroom, bright room bin from Target. Love this bin. I love the handles. So easy to use. Okay, so there we have it. Oh, another question. Okay. Well, okay. Oh my goodness. Look at you guys. You're throwing questions at me. Here we go. Okay. Lisa says, will any of the close to my heart storage bins fit in the Hudson? Oh yeah, these fit. These totally fit. These are the bins that I got from Joann. Or you can use the fridge bins that I have. These guys, the iDesign, these also fit the same. They're just a little shorter, okay, but they'll fit the 6x8. And these all fit, all three of those. So the iDesign, the Joann's bin, and the Target bins all fit on the Hudson cart, okay? So everything, pretty much everything. The only one that doesn't fit very well is the really, really long fridge bin. I just couldn't find a place. Okay. Shannon, what is my VIP shop? Okay. So Shannon, okay, I kind of did a little talk about this. Can't remember when. So I have two ways that you can actually shop with me. One is through the Creative Memories website. So you use my link, the user Lauren Hines, on the Creative Memories website. So creativememories.com/user/Lauren Hines. In fact, I'll put those links up so you can see them. When you use that link right there, I get notified from Creative Memories that I have a new customer. And then I like to send you an email saying thank you for shopping with me through my Creative Memories link. That is so easy for me because you just go to town and shop. But I like to reward you for doing that and making my job easier because you're just ordering for yourself, but using my link. And so the VIP shop is for anyone who has used my Creative Memories link. And then I also have my Scrap Some Joy shop. So the Scrap Some Joy shop is open to anyone and everyone to shop in. And that is where I have product that I try to get before it's completely gone and sold out, and or some specials and things like that. I offer people to shop with me through my website, but I pack those orders. You usually get gifts associated with shopping from my Scrap Some Joy shop. So that's kind of where I, divide. So you can shop with my CM link and get all the current products. And then you also get access to my VIP shop, which is where I put some kind of more rare finds. If I'm going through and I'm like, you know what? I don't need 3 packs of Smitten paper. I'm going to put one in my VIP shop because that'll give you an opportunity to get, maybe some, specialty items that have been sold out for quite a while. That's my VIP shop. And so when you have done that, you will get an email saying, here's the passcode to get in that shop. And you should also get a little package from me. I'm a little behind right now in getting my little thank you packages out, but you will get one of those from me as well. And then my shop, there are always bonuses and things like right now you can get the summer denim paper for free. You can get the sketches for free. So that has its own reward system kind of built into my shop. I hope that makes sense. And then my customers, my Creative Memories customers, that's how you get access to my Facebook VIP group. I don't let just anyone in that group. It's only for people who have used my Creative Memories link. I try to do all the things. So that's it. I know it's kind of different. So hopefully that makes sense. Okay. Lisa says, I have enjoyed your other videos as well as this one. This is not a stamp question, but where do I get my paper storage units on the top shelf that are slanted? Oh, those were from Michael's. The ones that are over. Yeah, those are Michael's storage units. So did you see? That was Honey Hines. Okay. They have different cubbies. They're all 16 by 16 squares, and some of them are slanted on the top. And so I just did my whole top row of my wall of cubbies with the slanted ones. Yep, there we go. Mona's refreshed. Good, you're good to go. And Belinda says she has her Close to My Heart and the iDesign bins. Yeah, and she keeps them in the Close to My Heart. I wonder if I have one. Do I have one that I haven't put away yet? In the Close to My Heart sleeves so that they also fit. I thought I had one. Thought I had a cute little one. Where did it go? Oh, yeah, here it is. So that's what the Close to My Heart stamps come in, and yes, they will fit. They will fit in the same bins. Oh, hold on. Let me see. Let me get rid of that one. So here, and they fit in the same bin here or in the iDesign in here. Okay. So, yep, you could absolutely do that. And then guess what? You can just cut your comic book dividers if you wanted to, and you could categorize your Close to My Heart stamps that way. So definitely, thanks for the reminder, Belinda. I have like stamp bins everywhere. Okay. There we go. For the photo, can you link the ink? Yes, I will link the ink for the PictureMate 400. Yes. Okay. Okay. Shannon, thank you. Thank you. Yes, you will be hearing from me. James here, welcome. Okay, so let's see. I think I got all the questions. I will link the ink. That's funny, isn't it? And Trish says, my Scrap Some Joy site is wonderful. Thanks for offering. Yes, thank you. And thank you for saying love your pricing, because I don't want to do eBay prices. I don't know. I mean, some people have to make a business that way, right? But if I have something that I can get a hold of, it's actually Creative Memories plus my tax, because I have to pay tax. So it's actually plus California 10%, crazy 10% tax. But that's what my prices are in the shop. So it's always fair. I want you to just get it for, realistic prices and not $400 for a border punch. Okay. Where did I get the plastic bin that I just in my hand? Was it this one? So this one is from Daiso. Okay, I keep tags on these for you guys. I think this is the one that has the tag. This is one of the bins from Daiso called the Organization Box. Okay, and I use these for a lot of different stuff. You know, they're skinny, and I just happened to realize they fit up there. So, you know, for now, that's kind of what I'm using them for. But they'll probably change. So, you know, it's always a work in progress when we're getting things organized, right? The clear ones. Oh, the clear ones. So this one, we'll go one more time. iDesign. And then this one is from Joann's. This one is from Joann's. Whoops, there goes my ruler. It's a little taller, but you know, you always have to measure. And then this one is from Target. Okay. This is called the Bright Room Clear Bin. That one also comes in frosted as well. Okay. And if you missed anything, catch the replay. We go through all the different bins, and I'll show you how, you know, in the beginning I showed you how all of that works. Okay. Oh gosh, Belinda, you get the 10% tax. I'm telling you, it's not fun. And our state income tax, every tax in California is so big. Yeah, it's hard. It's hard. Okay, so I think that we are good for today for Tidy Up Wednesday. Thank you all for joining in. I know this was a little crazy because we were in a different area. Join me on Friday for Friday night scrapbooking. Haven't quite decided what I'm doing, but we'll always be doing something fun. Check out, I'll put a post up about what the topic will be, but I have to just kind of think about it and get inspired, and then we'll do something fun. So welcome. Thank you for all of you new here. Love that you're here. Thank you so much for your thumbs up. And if you enjoyed this, if you thought there was some value here, you know, hitting that thumbs up or the like really does help content creators. So thank you so much for that. Yeah. Keisha says California has the high tax because it's all that sunshine out there. Right? Okay. So, yeah, this was a stamp storage and review and renew today. That's right, Lynette. Thank you. So hopefully you got some new ideas. We'll talk again. If you have questions, the best place to leave those questions is actually in the comments on YouTube. It's just so hard to see the comments on Facebook, but I try. Okay, and then you can also join me on Friday, and hopefully if there was a burning question you have, we can talk about it then too. But we will scrap together on Friday for Friday night scrapbooking, 5 p.m. Pacific. So you've got to change that over to your time zone and check it out. We'll see you then. Thanks so much for joining in the fun today. Have a wonderful day. See you soon. Bye for now.